Tony Page is an independent consultant who teaches, writes about, and facilitates change in companies, government, and public services around the world. He works with the leaders of large organizations on subjects including strategy, leadership behavior, culture, and organization development. Tony, how well is InStep dealing with the issue of relocation?
Well, if InStep were Apple or Microsoft or Google, they wouldn't have a problem because their staff would move with them wherever they went in the world. However, in this case, the staff are going to have to choose. Do they like Paris more than they like the company? So far, the company boss is doing one thing that's right, which is asking questions before making up their mind. However, there are several things that are mistakes. Principally, the mistake is they're driving too fast towards the relocation before staff have understood the reasons why or had the opportunity to consider their options. Where this leaves them is in the position of children or victims, and the effect of this afterwards is a reduction in their motivation, a negative attitude, and this of course impacts on the bottom line or the profits of the company.
What typical stages do staff go through in such reorganizations?
Well, whenever a company initiates a major change of this kind, whether it be relocation, merger, or reorganization, this clearly has an effect on staff that goes beyond their job into the whole of their lives. This means that every individual will take some time to adjust. Beyond that, we know quite a lot about the process of adjustment, and this has been described as the change curve. Initially, for each person, their energy drops. Following this, they go through a series of quite negative emotions, including, first of all, denial, where they say, "This isn't happening to me," to an angry phase, where they're irritated and frustrated and affected by it, through blame, where they say it's someone else's fault, to guilt, where they start to blame themselves, and then to a position of sadness, where they're just unhappy about what's happening, but they have realized that this is real. From this point, when they start to make a decision about which way they go, their optimism and confidence starts to re-emerge. The message for the company here is that you may have made a decision to move, but each individual has to make a choice for themselves before they have adapted, a choice whether to stay in Paris or whether to go to Beauchamp.
What are the risks and opportunities that companies face in such situations?
Well, let's begin with the risk. The risk, of course, is that because staff join a company with certain expectations and something very unexpected comes along like this relocation, that this becomes a massive distraction and it affects motivation, performance, and even whether people are willing to stay with the company. You could lose your talent. When it comes to opportunities, this really is a big opportunity for InStep to clarify the situation they are in, the pressures they experience in terms of cost, in terms of market competitiveness, and if they can achieve out of this a shared understanding in the workforce, as well as a clear decision to move, then they have the possibility that individuals will come to work each day ready and motivated to do what's needed.